You are entirely unique, and your DNA is a one-of-a-kind configuration that's never been seen before in history, and it's actually never going to be replicated in the future. Yet many men squander their uniqueness simply because they haven't yet discovered their God-given purpose. And there's no manual for this. There's no class that lays out the instructions on how it is that you find your purpose. In fact, too many men are left to navigate this journey alone, and it's no surprise that guys today feel disconnected from their life's purpose, leaving them feeling stuck, aimless, and unfulfilled. In this video, we'll actually explore 4 essential pathways to discovering your life's purpose that can actually provide extreme clarity, focus, and direction. By leveraging your uniqueness, your very own uniqueness, you'll be empowered to walk in your God-given purpose. Now, these pathways and insights are not theoretical. They're actually practical tools drawn from my coaching practice, where I've helped men worldwide become more purpose-driven, disciplined, and resilient. And I'm confident that if you actually take these same pathways, they will guide you towards your personal breakthroughs. So let's dive in. Understanding your God-given purpose often begins with a sincere and honest assessment of your reflected best self. Now, here's what I mean. I'm willing to bet that you have unique strengths that you're completely unaware of right now. And sometimes it just takes others to hold up a mirror and to show you what's reflected, what they see in times when you're at your best. This is your reflected best self. It's a portrait that's capturing your finest qualities during the moments where you feel the most alive and authentic. It's when you're firing on all cylinders and staying true to yourself and creating genuine impact in the world around you. So many men go out searching for their life's purpose like it's just hidden under a rock. Yet more often than not, it's actually just right inside of you. And God has actually empowered you with your unique talents, with your giftings, and with your graces that just naturally shine during your finest moments. And a lot of the times, these gifts will lead you to your purpose. Yet, we struggle, right? We struggle to recognize that the goodness within us, within ourselves, is always there. And the old adage rings true that it's impossible to read the label when you're so close to the jar. And we're so close to our own issues, our own problems, that it actually clouds our own self-perception, and it hinders us from recognizing our strengths that are right within us. And others outside the jar are actually able to see it better because they have a clear perspective. They can read the label and discern our gifts more readily than we can. And this is one of the reasons why we actually need other men in our corners. Meaningful feedback, both explicit and implicit, is an essential part of your journey towards discovering your God-given purpose. Now, having someone who can sincerely speak into your life, highlighting and complimenting your gifts, your talents, your characters, and your abilities, this is pivotal, gents. And often these individuals actually get to identify your concealed gifts, and they act as signposts that are guiding you towards your purpose. One helpful exercise to hone in on your life's purpose involves seeking stories from at least 10 people who are closest to you about times when you were at your best. Then you look for patterns and you look for common traits across all these stories. For example, it's not just that you didn't give up when X, Y, or Z happened. It's that when you're at your best, you are a reliable, gritty man who doesn't quit when things get tough. Recognizing your God-given purpose often starts with just recognizing your reflected best self. It's about uncovering those hidden strengths and acknowledging those insights that others have about your most impactful moments. Now, another way of uncovering your God-given purpose is by just getting really clear about what you enjoy doing so much that you just forget to eat. Here's what I mean by that. Have you ever gotten so laser focused doing something that you completely lost track of time, that you literally forgot to eat? It's possible that you were so fully immersed in enjoying whatever it is that you were doing that you weren't paying attention to anything or anyone else. Now, psychologists have called this state of mind as being in flow. And when you're in flow, work is not just a means to an end. You aren't just trying to get something done or produce something because it needs to get done. Instead, the process of work in and of itself is a reward. In other words, the process or the work that you're doing is just as, if not more rewarding than the end result that you're waiting for. That's the sort of pleasure that causes us to forget to eat. Shoot, I feel like I'm in flow right now just creating this video. I so deeply enjoy just speaking into the lives of men that when I'm writing or creating content or doing one-on-one coaching, I completely lose track of time. I sincerely love this stuff. And you should enjoy being engulfed in your life's purpose. That's when you're the most you. That's when you're the most impactful to the world around you. But more than that, when you're in flow, when you're enjoying what you're doing, you're neurologically primed and set up to overcome the challenges that will inevitably come. And here's what I mean by that. Research has shown that when you're enjoying something so much that you're in the state of flow, your dopamine levels are increased. That's part of being in flow. Now, when your dopamine levels are higher, you're neurologically primed to focus on the benefits and the rewards of more difficult tasks rather than the difficulty itself. So things that have actually been hard for other people are easy to you simply because you're neurologically prepared to crush it. And maybe this is why Friedrich Nietzsche actually famously wrote that he who has a why to live for can bear almost anyhow. You will need a strong why that you're passionate about to bear through the uncertainty, the confusion, and the troubles that lay ahead. And that why should actually bring you great joy. And the joy of the Lord will be your strength. Another avenue to discovering meaning and purpose in your life this year is by reflecting on the adversities and the challenges that you've overcome in the past. We're all walking with our own stories of pains, scars, and battles fought. And you're the bearer of real stories of struggles. And I'm actually willing to bet that you're also, within those stories, have tales of grit and determination and endurance and eventual healing. Stories that are intricately woven with your God-given purpose. But sadly, society has its way of teaching us and telling us that it's just safer to conceal those wounds, bury your pain, and pretend that there's nothing wrong. Everything's fine. And this is specifically true for Christian men who think that you're supposed to look perfect, bear your cross quietly, and just shut up. But this suppression often just steers us away from confronting the very experiences that could be guiding us towards our purposeful existence. Now listen to me. A knight in shining armor is a man who has never had his mettle truly tested. This rings true in today's world. But trust me, any man that parades around without a dent or scratch in his armor is either a fake or has not weathered life's storms. But you have. And those very pains don't weaken you. They fortify you to make a change in the world. Your authenticity actually lies in your experiences, and your authority springs from your resilience. Your pain makes you uniquely qualified to make changes in the world around you. Those dents in your armor, the ones that you actually sought to hide and conceal, might hold the key to your life's calling. Your past struggles now stand as stories that equip you to aid other men in their battles. Your compassion that's born from your own struggles and your own battles will resonate, and they'll say, I've been there and you can overcome too. This is why it's said that compassion propelled by passion will produce purpose. Now, another pathway to uncovering your God-given purpose in life is just by paying attention to the moments that have truly moved or jolted you. We all have those aha moments in our lives where something all of a sudden just became clear to us. It wasn't so clear before, and now we're, enlightened. In those moments, we wake up to a reality that could be, or a possibility of, or some crazy out there idea that, to be frank, scares the crap out of you. And more often than not, after those moments, all we do is we make a quick mental note of it, and then we just move on. And at best, maybe you shelf it for another time in the future, and you never really get back around to doing anything about it. What if those aha moments were actually God moments capable of pointing you to your God-given purpose? And what if God is actually giving you key insight into something that you were responsible for taking on? Those God moments were times that God was trying to get your attention. For you, it could have been an impactful dream that you had a long time ago, or one of those God-sized ideas that you had in your prayer time, the ones that actually just scare the crap out of you, and then that would only be possible if God did it. Maybe it was a prophetic word that someone gave you and spoke over you. Whatever it looked like, those key moments in your lives were powerful catalysts for you to step into your God-given purpose. It's moments like those that actually drove Abraham, Moses, and David to fulfill their purpose, and they changed the course of history. But those men did something that a lot of us are capable of, but we just don't often do. They acted. They took action. They were aware of the moment, they took the opportunity, and they acted. And likewise, your God moment might just be waiting for you to take action. And that's exactly all it takes. It takes action. Maybe right now you're frustrated because you've been praying and you've been asking God to show you your life's purpose, to give you more clarity in your life's meaning, but you're not getting a response. Well, I'd propose that maybe he already gave you an answer. He already gave you an aha moment, and maybe it's your turn to actually go back and meet him in that moment and to begin doing something about it. If you haven't experienced a type of God moment or aha moment that I'm talking about, I encourage you to spend time in prayer, seeking out your life's purpose, asking God what it is that he has for you. God doesn't always speak audibly. Sometimes his message is just subtle. But listen with an expectant heart and be ready for the next time that you feel that sort of clarity that comes with an aha moment. Now, author Mastin Kipp once wrote that discovering your life's purpose is the most significant thing that you'll ever do in your life. And you and your loved ones and the world will actually be better off because you went on this journey. Those words cannot be more true. But in working with so many men from different walks of life, I've learned that it's helpful to mention this. There are no magic beans. There are no secret tricks to finding your life's purpose. There's no formula that you can start right now and then one day you'll somehow magically end up in this mystical state of enlightenment that is your life's purpose. Your purpose is not a noun. You won't find it in a person, a place, or a thing. Instead, it's a state of being in complete alignment with your true and authentic self. And these 4 pathways will help you do just that. But now that you can finally identify your God-given purpose, you'll need a set of skills, tools, and habits to actually become propelled by your purpose and to live purpose-driven. And that's what we'll actually be talking about in this next video.